fam, it's me, Casey Quesadilla again. And today I wanted to give you guys an update. Yesterday, I had my ultrasound to make sure that the lining of my uterus had not built up and to make sure there was no other complications with my PCOS. So I went there, I had it done. It was a new procedure I'd never had done before. It was very, very nerve-wracking. I was very nervous, I was very scared, but it's okay, I got it, it's okay. Luckily, the woman that wound up doing it had done my other ultrasound before where it was the external one. And she went through the process, she explained everything, she explained what she was doing. And she was just kind of like, it's okay, if you ever feel uncomfortable, let me know, and we'll stop and we'll recontinue when you feel comfortable. And I was just like, okay, all right, cool. And so it was actually really cool. I got to see the pictures that were going up on the screen, the ones that she was taking and everything like that. I got to see them all. It was really cool. It was kind of weird to have to be able to see that and everything, but it was really cool and really interesting. And in the end, I realized that it wasn't something that was painful. I thought it was going to be painful just because when I was, I think, 18, they asked me if I had ever had it done. I said no, and they were just like, well, if you haven't had it done before, we're not going to do it right now. So that's why they did the external ultrasound. Anyways, getting off, well, this is kind of on topic. But my update is that the lining has not built up, thankfully. So that's a good thing, which is fantastic. The only thing that we have to do now is get my cycles regular now, which means they will be giving, which I found out that I've been saying the word wrong, but I found out how to say it yesterday. Progesterone, which I had previously said progesterone because it's the way it's spelled. I didn't think anything of it, but anyways, they have put me on that on a monthly basis until my cycles get regular again. This should help me in the long run because I haven't had a period probably in over a year or so. If I have, it's been spotting, so it's not technically a period, it's just kind of like happening, or trying to happen. Since I've been active, it's been a lot more, it's been a lot better since I've been more active. I go walk around with Bean. I walk around a lot. I used to, when I was in school, this is probably why I didn't have a huge issue with it. When I was in school, I walked to and from my mom's work every day after school, usually. If I didn't, I rode the bus, which I hated doing. But I would walk to her office, we would take her car and go home, and that was my bit of walking for the day, and it was fantastic. It was fun. Excuse me. My doctor put me on that medication. She said that it's gonna suck for the first month or so because it's been so long since I had a cycle. But in the long run, it's gonna make me healthier. It's gonna help me in the process of getting my physical wellness and my health wellness in check, basically. One other thing that really made me happy is that when I walked in, now something you should know, she is a nurse practitioner, so she's a PA, practitioner's assistant. So she's not the actual doctor that is the head of that office. The doctor that is the head of the office, he is actually the doctor of my mom. I went there because that's where my mom trusted us to go. I met him and I was comfortable with him, and then I found out that he had a woman PA for just in case someone was uncomfortable with having a male OBGYN. I wasn't uncomfortable with it, but I felt a lot more comfortable with her. When I met him, it was kind of just like my mom had like more of a friendship with him, you know? And with the PA, when she came in, I immediately felt more comfort. I immediately was kind of like drawn to her because I was like, you understand, you've been able to give me more answers than most people have. And that is one of the biggest things that have helped me with everything. And she is fantastic. I'm getting emotional, I don't know why, but she's fantastic. I love her. She when I had my first pap smear, I went in there alone because I was like, well, I have to start doing these things on my own. It was before I got diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and all that stuff, before I got my medication started, all of that. So I wasn't used to being alone in a setting like that. I usually have my mom there. She was just like explaining everything that was happening. She explained everything that was going on. She was like, if you ever feel uncomfortable, we'll stop and we won't do this. We'll stop. We can do it next time, whatever. And I mean, I was 18 at the time. And I will admit I cried because I was nervous. I was so scared. It was really uncomfortable, but it wasn't uncomfortable because she was doing it. It was just uncomfortable because of the feeling that happened. She, after we got done, she gave me a hug and she was just like, it's okay. It's all right. You can get yourself together before you go out there, but you know, it's okay. It happens. A lot of people actually get really nervous about this. And I was just like, okay. That was my experience with her. But when I came in today or yesterday, she told me, as soon as she walked in, she looked at me and she was just like, you look a lot better. You look like you're doing a lot better. And at that point, I had been on medication for about 2 weeks or so, back on my medication for 2 weeks or so. And she was just like, you look so much more like yourself that I met when you were 18 than you did last time I saw you. Like last time, I hadn't washed my hair. I took a shower, but I didn't wash my hair or anything. My hair was in a ponytail. My clothes were, I had an outfit that I was comfortable in, but yesterday I wore my favorite outfit. I didn't care if I was comfortable in it or not. It was a long sleeves shirt. It was a sweater kind of tunic thing. And I had striped pants on. It's my favorite outfit in the entire world. I'll show you guys one day. And when she came in and she said that, it really made me happy because I was like, people can tell a difference that when I'm on this medication that helps me mentally, you can tell. And that, in my opinion, is something that means so much to me because for a long time I was so afraid to go on medication because I was afraid of losing who I was, and I was afraid of having a personality suppressant or something like that. And to know that it really helps enhance who I am and helps me be myself, it really, 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 really helped me. And it's just something that I thought was amazing and awesome. And that was that. And I start that medication next month on the 1st. I take it for 10 days, and then after the 10th day is when I should start my cycle. She did say it's gonna suck for the first month or so because it's been so long, that it's gonna be very heavy. So I will be prepared for that. I am kind of nervous about it, but at the same time, I do know what this medication does to me. It will like increase PMS moods and things. So I am gonna talk to my boss and everything like that just to let him know, just like, hey, I'm starting this medication next month, so if someone comes in, they better watch out. Because usually if someone comes in my office that's really rude and everything like that, I can keep a fake smile on and keep myself calm. But with that, sometimes my emotions get the better of me and I can't really help it, and sometimes things slip out or I start crying. I told her when I first started the medication up again to start my cycles again when I was, I think, 22 or 21, one of those. I think it was 22. Yeah, I was 22. Because I still work, yeah. I was 22. It was right after her mom passed away and I lived with her. And so I was 22 and I was living with her and I was on this medication, and I didn't know what this medication did emotionally. I thought it was just something to help me start my cycles. So I didn't know that it was actually going to affect me emotionally. We did a comment in passing. She and I used to banter back and forth, and she made a comment. We were going out to eat with her grandparents, and she said something in passing. I forgot what it was. It was something so simple and so small. And it, I went in the bathroom and I was trying not to cry, but I wound up crying for 20 minutes. And she came into the bathroom and she's just like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know." So I called my doctor and I was freaking out because I didn't know. I was just like, "This isn't me, this isn't me, this isn't me, this isn't me." And they were just, I actually got to talk to the doctor that I saw, and she was just like, "Well, if you're uncomfortable taking it, just stop taking it for right now. Your period should start soon anyway, so it's okay." And I was just like, "Okay, what's happening though?" And she was just kind of like, it's just part of the medication. And then I later learned on that progesterone is something that enhances that feeling, because I did get to speak to her about it. Also yesterday when I told her about it, I was just like, "So that's gonna happen again regardless?" And she's just like, "Yes, please don't hate me." And I was like, I could never hate you. You are a fantastic doctor. I think that if I had seen somebody else, I would not have pursued this kind of treatment or anything like that, because I wouldn't be comfortable, and I'm so comfortable in that office. I know some of the people behind the desk. There's someone that I used to know there. She's gone now, but if they had new people that I wasn't comfortable with, or that put on to where they were rude or anything like that, I probably wouldn't have been as comfortable. But they employ the best people they can find, and it helps a lot that my mom has been there first and kind of established that she goes there and established relationships with them. So they know me because I look identical to my mother. And also she and I have the same kind of personality where we're super friendly. We try to be as nice as possible. We do also have the resting bee face sometimes. When I'm in a new setting, I try not to, because I don't like when people think that I'm just mean up front. When I'm out in public, I'm gonna have that face on because I don't like people messing with me. I had it a lot in high school, and it helped a lot with no bullying. Rumors were spread about me though, but they didn't really bother me because I knew they weren't true. My friends that I cared about knew they weren't true, so it's fine. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys an update on that, and to tell you my experience with that, and also to say, if you're a young lady and you're afraid of going to an OBGYN or having anything tested like that, just know you can ask questions. Ask as many questions as you want. They will answer any questions that you want. And if you have concerns, talk to them. I know it's hard to do, especially when you don't know exactly what you're asking, but no question is dumb to them, especially to a doctor who knows that you don't understand what's going on and you're going there for answers. Because I promise you, I've asked stupid questions before. I have asked the dumbest things in offices and then later realized I knew that. Why did I ask that? But, you know, they're gonna answer it regardless. And if you feel uncomfortable at that certain doctor's office, you can request to go to a different doctor. You can find a different doctor. I know that in the US, healthcare is very expensive. I'm lucky enough to still be under my parents' insurance, but there are some people that don't have that. There are free clinics that can help you with that kind of thing, I think. I don't know a whole lot about free clinics, especially not here where I live, because I haven't had to go to them. I've been blessed with the fact that I have parents that still have insurance through work or through whatever. But ask questions. No question is dumb. There are questions that you may feel like are dumb, but they're questions that you just don't know the answer to. You don't know the answer, and you need to know. And if something's going on with your body and you're afraid, go talk to somebody, go talk to a professional, ask questions. Do not Google your symptoms, please, because in the end, you will think that you have cancer. Because that's exactly what happened to me and my mom. We were Googling my symptoms, and she was just like, "Oh my God, Casey, you have cancer." I was just like, "No, I don't." So don't Google your symptoms if you can help it. It'll just add to your anxiety, your panic, your thoughts of, oh my gosh, I'm dying. So try your best to stay away from that. But like I said, if you have questions, ask your doctors. Please don't be afraid to. Also, if you find out that you have a certain diagnosis, like I have PCOS, and I made a long post about it on Twitter, and someone that follows one of my followers, I don't know if I follow her, I think I do, but she reached out to me and she was just like, hey, add yourself to our Facebook group. And it's been really cool so far. I've been able to see what people are posting. I've been able to post some things. I'm actually gonna go post in there and talk about what I'm going through. And to know that I have that kind of something I can reach out to is really cool and really comforting to know that I'm not the only woman going through it. And I know that I'm not the only woman going through it. I obviously know that other people have this kind of symptoms and these kind of diagnoses. But you know, it's just comforting to know that out there, when they say it, or when you say it, people know what you're talking about. So that's it for this. I just wanted to say that, and I also just really wanted to thank my doctor. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for being kind. And also, an important thing, my doctor and my OBGYN and my primary doctor are now working together to find the best thing to work for me. The reason I had to have that ultrasound is because if I went through the actual hospital like they had referred me to, I would have had to pay $500 out of pocket. And unfortunately, I don't have that kind of money because I am a student. I am still working. I just bought a car and all these things. And she was just like, we'll get you taken care of, don't worry. So with that being said, try your best to find doctors' offices that can work together to find the best thing for you. And that's pretty much it. So, as always, stay cheesy, my friends. I love you guys so much. Bye!